Hey, how's it going? Brian here from rvwithtito.com, and if you've been following along this entire time through all of our renovation projects here in our Class C motorhome, then you've probably been waiting for this particular part of the project, which is to address this area here and do this custom build cabinet that's going to function as a table, as a TV lift stand, as a shoe rack, all of those things in one unit. Now that we've got the recliners in, we've got new flooring, we've got new window coverings all around, and this place looks really nice now, and it's really functional and larger. I'm ready to get started on this. Now I've taken some time and really thought it through, and we put together a design and got our materials together that are gonna go into this project. Let's head into the shop and get going. Well, here's the basic cabinet, pretty much ready to go. Outside is some trim and some paint, and this is where the table's gonna go. But before I move on, I wanted to point out a couple of things. The first one being the height of the cabinet. It's set to 31 inches, and that's gonna be right about an inch or so above the bottom of the window in the RV, so it's sized just to fit there, and that height's pretty much dictated by this TV lift. Now, the first thing I wanted to point out is that we have a fairly smaller TV. It's 32-inch TV, and if I went with a larger TV, I'm gonna need a larger TV lift mechanism here. So this one is sized perfectly to fit within this cabinet, and I'm actually going to be mounting it to the floor of the RV and not to a bottom piece of wood or something, just so I can keep this cabinet as low as possible so it doesn't stick up in front of the window. But yeah, so this is the basic size here, and I'll show you the back in a minute. But on this side here, which is where the little shoe rack is, I needed this to be removable. So instead of gluing it down and nailing it, I wanted to make this removable. So there's a couple of screws here, and there's a couple of screws there. If I unscrew them, I'll be able to take this side off, which will give me access to the back of the cabinet here periodically once it's already installed. And the back of the cabinet here is left open. This is going to be where the wall is, so you won't see this. And the TV lift is going to go inside here, just kind of centered right on the window. It's going to go just like that. And move, actually it's backwards. Yep, it's gonna go like that. So we got a mounting for the floor, mounting for this top piece here. And yeah, there we go. It's gonna go just like that. And the TV's gonna move up and down. And the back's gonna be open. And if so once I get that installed, I'll be able to remove this side periodically and get in here, and maybe if I need to adjust some things, I can reach in from the side and do that. So yeah, everything's coming together so far. Now it's time to kind of put together this this table part of this unit, which is going to go right here, hinge up. So let's get to the table. Well, this table turned out pretty good. Let me walk you through it. So here's the table flipped down, and there's a piano hinge on the top that's mounted to this top rail. And what's holding it in place is a little magnet down here that I'll show you in a second. But once it's flipped up, I have these support braces here, one on either side, that will keep the table nice and supported. Right now it's kind of top heavy because there's nothing anchoring it down. And yeah, so there's this bottom piece that kind of catches the table, and I also built this frame around the entire front three edges of the table just to give it some more support. And yeah, came out pretty nice. So once these collapse, these snug in there pretty nicely on both sides so they don't fly out when we're going down the road. And then the way that I did this is that this front lip actually fits really snugly right on top of this, so it creates kind of a little air vacuum in there when I close it. So it's kind of like a soft close with the magnet, so I can actually drop it from here and then it stays. So there's, you know, it's really flush right down to the bottom here, and the magnet catches it, just gives it a little bit of catch there so it doesn't come out when we're moving. So I still need to do some trim and some sanding, and then we'll get it painted. And it'll be looking real nice. Creaking. Well, it's coming along. Definitely creaks a little bit more now that I got some paint on it, so I'll have to kind of look for those spots and lubricate them or something. But I'm also not quite sold on this color for this support piece. When I got the paint, it's supposed to be like a dark brown, and you know, once it's on here, you know, against the white, you know, it looks kind of black, and I'm not sure if I like it yet. But let me know what you think. I could always repaint it, but I'm going to see if it grows on us. We wanted to break up a lot of this light color in the cabinet, so we're going to throw in some darker colors. And the other thing we wanted to do on the side here, Melissa had this idea to break up just this wood look and throw in some more of a metallic mesh kind of thing on the front. So when I was at Home Depot, I picked up some of this, it's just this $3 piece of gutter guard stuff that, you know, you use it to keep the leaves out of your rain gutters at home. And I just cut a couple of pieces out of that and used them to, you know, make the fronts for these bins. And I like it. I think it turned out really nice. Let me know what you think. And, you know, I think this is definitely a keeper. You know, it opens it up, you can kind of see inside nicely. But yeah, I think it looks pretty good. Now there's a lot more to do still on this project, obviously. I need to, you know, still put on a nice wood top on this thing, and it's going to have an opening for the TV lift piece, and we'll install the TV lift, run some electrical wiring, get that top mounted and measured and installed, and we'll cut. That's going to be a bigger effort, and we'll get it installed in the RV. But that's going to be in the next video, so make sure you stick around so you catch that video. But until then, you know, let me know if you have any questions and comments. You know where to put them. I'll see you in the next one. I love that.